Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 11 of Mental Overflow. My name is Master Chen.
I'm Zenify.
We are here at the Sin Shop, so let's go ahead and get started.
Yeah. Just right into it.
Boom. I got you. All right. So today we're going to be talking. Now, I don't know the exact terminology for this. I know that it's been coined before, but I'm calling it cognitive overflow today, or cognitive overload today. Okay. So I have 3 techniques here that will overload the human brain so that it will elicit a response or come with a correct or with a desired outcome.
Yeah.
You know, an outcome that you want.
So it's still a setup on your part.
It's definitely a setup on our part. That's exactly what it is. It's you know what we're doing here. So the first technique, of course, we're going to start with how are you doing today? I have it in my notes. How are you really doing today, right? Mm-hmm. So if I said, how are you doing, Zenify, you would say?
Doing great, man. It's Monday.
Right?
Yeah.
Pretty simple. Boom, 10 words max, and then you move on. Now, if you were to ask me, and let's say I wanted to inundate you with information just to kind of wear you down, you ask me how I'm doing.
How you doing, Sean?
Hey, you know, man, I'm okay, but, you know, my dog's in the hospital. I've got these 4 or 5 bills to pay. I've got this going on, and, like, I don't know why I'm running late on my mortgage, and, like, you know, so I'm just feeding you all of this information that you really didn't give a shit about when you asked me how I was doing.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we're friends, so don't get me wrong. You're probably concerned about my well-being, how I'm doing, but that response is usually more of a common courtesy or a social norm.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's a social norm to say, I'm doing great, man. How are you? That's quick, right?
Yeah.
That's the social norm. The social norm is to make it quick, simple. Let's move on with whatever we're doing today. Are we hanging out today? Let's move on with that. Mm-hmm. But if I inundate you with information, just information that is useless, pointless, and something that you really don't need to know.
Not of my direct concern.
Exactly. You start to get exhausted.
Yeah.
And I can use that exhaustion to my advantage so that, like, by the end of my little spiel, remember this is a setup, by the end of my little spiel, I can give you a request, and you are probably quicker to succumb to that request because you just kind of want to end the conversation. Yeah. So you would give me, like, let's say, hey, man, anyway, I didn't mean to bother you with that. You know, what's that email or what's that phone number of that, you know, whatever that information that it is that you're looking for. So you are, especially like a receptionist or secretary or somebody who has that type of information that you're looking for, it's easier for them to just give you the information. Hey, man, look, he's on the 3rd floor. Okay, just go up those escalators or, you know, go up the elevator. He'll be on your right-hand side. Go ahead, you know. So this is the way that you can get information or, again, elicit a response by kind of just overloading.
And what clicked in my head for this scenario, actually, and of course, I'm going to kind of coin it towards TV shows and movies, but I think whenever you see this scenario, the person that's receiving the overload, they're on the phone or something, or they're already doing a task, and you just walk up to them and they're like, you know, they're on the phone with their best friend or whatever, and they're like, what do you need? They're like, yes, how are you doing? And then instead of getting that quick social norm, you overload them, and they're like, I just want to get back to my fucking conversation on the phone.
Exactly.
And so they're just going to give you what you want because they want to get back to talking about Sex in the City or whatever.
Exactly. They have somebody on hold. That's even better. They have somebody on hold, and they just want to get rid of you, right? And actually, that brings me to something else that I could talk about in a later episode about how you can be on the phone while you're requesting the information. Hey, but we'll talk about that later. I don't want to spoil that one. All right, so we're going to cover 3 techniques today. That was the first technique, because the first technique is just kind of throwing information at you until you just get exhausted. Yeah. You just give me information back that I could just use, right? Yeah. Okay, so the second technique that I want to talk about was purposely giving wrong information. Now, anybody who's been on the internet for even a small amount of time, let's say the internet is new, you've only been on the internet for a year, okay? Yeah. The quickest way to get a correct answer is by providing wrong information first. Yeah. But there's a psychological principle behind that, okay? And that is the human brain. Okay, the human brain loves to solve puzzles. It likes to see patterns, like pattern recognition. That's why people like music. Yeah. That's why they like rhythm. It's a predictive rhythm. That's a metronome. Tick, tick, tick. Yeah. And so when that rhythm is broken, or when that pattern is broken, the human brain goes a little bit. Whoa, what the fuck? What just happened, right? And so the person is quicker to solve that problem, to fix that pattern, or to fix that missing information or that incorrect information, because the human brain wants to see that correct pattern. Yeah. So again, that's the psychological explanation behind it. So if you want correct information, you give wrong information, because I promise you, the internet will correct you.
Yeah.
Or whoever is, they will correct you. And I've seen this used in some social engineering pen tests where, hey, is this John Smith? It seems like we have an account here open for you, a social security number 525-12-3456. Oh, wait. That's my name, but that's not my social security number. Oh, it looks like we have a misunderstanding in our records. Can you correct that for me?
Yeah.
And then now they give you the correct social security number. Or they give you the correct, maybe not even social security, but like let's say they give you the correct phone number. Yeah. Hey, I was trying to contact Judy over here, and she's not answering. Isn't her number 702 for Vegas? Isn't her number 702-515-1212? Well, no, it's actually 1234. Oh, okay, thanks for that. Boom. So now you have the information that you're looking for. You purposely give wrong information.
That makes sense. Yeah, I'm thinking of it for my benefit of doing that on the internet. Like on Reddit or something, and like I always like going to the posts, like if it's like a questions post, and like you're expecting a nice lengthy like explain it like I'm 5 answer, and you're like, that's a great answer. If it's not there, type in the wrong answer, wait for that chap to show up, and he's gonna explain the shit out of it for you.
Yep, it'll be there. You'll get a diatribe, but then at the end of that diatribe, they'll say something like, go fucking kill yourself, dude, or whatever, because that's the internet, unfortunately. Yeah. But again, the internet is what it is, and that's how you can get that. All right, so that's the second technique. Yeah. Okay, now remember today it's about cognitive overload. Why we're wanting to elicit a certain response or reaction. Yeah, make sense? Yeah. Okay, so the third technique, it's a sales technique actually, and it's about getting the callback. I know that there are a lot of salespeople who when I was in sales, I hated cold calling. I fucking hated it. Yeah. And actually, this technique was told. I went to one of Jeffrey Gitomer's sales seminars. He's a very big sales guy. Okay. Jeffrey Gitomer. Okay. Very well known, very well established. Great guy too. He's awesome. I think he's from Jersey. I don't know, but I know he's from back east. So he said, like a lot of people who attend his seminars, they want a quick way to close the sale or whatever. He's like, you know what? I got this technique for you. He says, hey, my name is Jeff from company XYZ. My callback number is 702-564-5555. And I'm calling about and then click. So you get the person's attention. You obviously give them a callback number so they have a way to contact you. You tell them who you're with. You tell them why you're calling. But make it interesting, but then don't complete it. Yeah. And it kind of goes back to that second technique that we were just talking about. It is incorrect or missing information.
It just cues up like a desire.
Right.
Instead of I'm annoyed at this sales call, you're annoyed that you didn't get the information.
Exactly, right? Yeah. And so, and especially if the title of the company indicates what they do. Oh man, they're a sign company? I might need that, but I don't have the information. Let me call them back. Yeah. So there's that cold calling where it's like think of it like okay, so we're computer nerds, right? We're hackers. Yeah. Think of it like a reverse shell. You drop the shell, you have a way to listen back, and that contact point gets back to you. Yeah. So you keep that door open, and they call you back.
It's clever. Yeah. So personally, I've always just abhorred sales. I've hated it my whole life. I couldn't do it. I've quit jobs where I've been hired on as like a tech, and then they've wanted me to do more sales than tech, and it's like, I'm not about that. But recently started listening to a book of yours that makes me want to take a year-long sales course.
Right.
It's good.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I hate sales too, but I was in it for quite a few years. It's a good skill to have.
I mean, I 100% agree with that now.
It's a good skill to have. You might not be a salesperson by trade, but it's a great skill to have as far as building interpersonal communications, building relationships, and doing what we're doing here, psychology and social engineering.
Yeah, 100%.
So, right, and I'm glad you agree with me. I'm on board with you too, man. I hate sales. I hate doing it, but I know that if I needed to, I can.
I mean, for me, I think it's just that fear aspect of getting rejected over anything. I mean, just like Hey, can I get a cup of coffee? No. Fuck.
We'll see. But that's why we, in episode 2, if you remember, that's why we tackled that subject first.
Yeah.
Is because that's the biggest thing that people want to get over.
Biggest.
Exactly.
Agreed.
So anyway, these are 3 techniques today that we're talking about with cognitive overload. We are eliciting a response based off of what we give you first. We give to the target first. Yeah. So, I mean, that's all I got for you today, dude.
Good.
So I hope you guys have enjoyed listening. This is a social engineering podcast, and we'll just keep them coming.
Yeah.
So
give us feedback. You know, we love feedback.
Exactly. Please like and subscribe and let us know what you think.
Mm-hmm.
So my name is Master Chen.
Zenify.
Good night, everybody.
All right.